So this is the first look that I'm doing for Halloween in 2012, and this tutorial is for the hair, which if you can't tell, well hopefully you can, is based on Bride of Frankenstein. I probably did this in a little bit more roundabout way, but that's just the way I did it. You can learn from my mistakes, that's fine. It didn't work out quite how I would have liked it to. The black took really well, the black worked quite well and I'm really happy with it. I'd probably, if I was going to go out with, maybe even give it a bit of a shine spray just so that it has a little bit of a gloss and doesn't look like it's just been spray painted as it has. The white unfortunately didn't pick up. It shows up a little bit better on this side because I have already got my blonde streak, but in this side it's not amazing, let's be honest. I had to really spray and go over it and go over it and go over it, and it was completely wet by the end of it, so the shape from the triple barrels fell out. So when I pinned it in a little bit of a finger wave style S shape going up. Unfortunately, because I had to spray so much colour in there to get to stay, it went all stringy as well, so I couldn't comb it out and have like a nice smooth shape like I would like to. If I was going to do it properly and go out, I'd probably buy a hair extension and knot it, and then clip it in and have a clip at the back and then knot it and attach it with spirit gum to make it look really good. Maybe I'll do that next year, we'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it overall. There's a few things that I'll probably tweak about it, but overall I'd love if you could rate, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and there's a link in the box below to my Facebook page, which is under my business name Alchemy Makeup Artistry, so it's not under Mystique Makeup. You can see the latest things that I got up to, including the music video that I most recently worked on, so there's a link in the box for that. And otherwise, stay tuned and see how this one goes. Ciao! I've combed through my hair to make sure there's no tangles, and then I'm just going to start combing it forwards away from the crown. I'm then taking the end of a tail comb and I'm going to section off a portion of my hair which I'm going to use as the anchor. I'm going to have this at the crown of my head, and I'm going to have it at an angle going up and away from my head, so not straight up to the top and not out to the side. Then I'm going to secure that with a hair tie. Take some padding. It's really easy to make some yourself. You can just use the stuffing from the inside of an old pillow or a new one and a stocking and sew it to the shape that you want, or you can use a hair rat or a hair donut, which is what I'm going to use today. These are really light and they're really easy to pin into, and they're made of a kind of... Put it over top of the ponytail and then pull the hair through. I'm going to use two because I want to get a little bit more height. They're different sizes, but that doesn't matter too much. I don't have enough hair to fan it all the way around, so I'm splitting it into 3 sections and I'm going to use these to anchor it down. So fold the ends underneath the hair donut and then secure it with 2 bobby pins just to make sure it's nice and tight. When you have them all pinned in, give your head a little bit of a shake just to make sure that they all feel secure and nothing feels as though it's going to come loose. Be sure to spray a heat protecting spray through your hair, and if your hair struggles to curl or if you have very straight hair like me, maybe apply a little bit of mousse, which is just going to help the curl stay a little bit more. I'm using a triple barrel curling tong because I want to give the hair a bit of a kink rather than a curl, but if you don't have one of these, you could definitely just curl your hair. You might find it easier to do this before you put the hair donut in, but I didn't really think this through all the way before I started, and this worked fine for me. When teasing the hair, you want to work in small sections, working your way in a ring around the hair donut. Just take a small section and slowly start backcombing it. If you want to, when you're teasing, you can use something like a texturizing dust, which is just going to give a bit more grit and stick into your hair and help get a little bit more volume when you're teasing. You can use one like Dusted. The one that I'm using is by Evo and it's called Styling Haze. I take the section and before I start teasing it, I sprinkle a little bit of the dust all the way along the hair. This just gives it a bit of stick and a bit of grit, as well as helping create a little bit of extra volume. After you've teased the first sections of hair, you can just start gathering them and pinning them at the top of the hair donut. If you have longer hair and you want to create a little bit more height, you can actually fold the hair underneath itself and then pin the bottom section of it to the bun, and that's just going to create a little bit more height. I didn't do it in this video because I didn't want the ends to be hidden. I wanted them to be exposed and messy like they are in some pictures. But looking back at it now, I think I would do that if I was going to do it again. Spray it in place so that it's nice and secure, and then go around and start working on the second layer. These combs are really good for teasing as they actually have 2 different layers of bristles, so they can tease your hair but then you can comb over so that the top layer is a bit neater while still leaving the tease sections underneath. Once you've pinned the second layer into place, you can go around and start working on the third layer. Now for these ones, I just lightly took that comb that has the double layer of bristles and I just went around all of the sections of hair and just really lightly teased them to give them a little bit of volume, but not so much that they looked really messy like a normal hair rat. I'm then going to start combing them upwards and pinning them in place where I want the final layer of hair to be. These ones I want to be slightly smoother than the rest. When you get to the sides, just work out where you want your white streak to be, section it off and leave it to the side. If you have a fringe or bangs and you're having trouble getting it to stay up, just take a hairdryer on a warm setting and just blow dry it in an upwards direction. You have all of the hair up apart from the 2 sections at the side, give your hair a really liberal spray with some hairspray. Give it a bit of a wobble to make sure that it feels secure. Take a coloured hairspray in black and just slowly start spraying that on. You want to do it at a fair distance and just do it in short bursts so that you don't oversaturate your hair and make it wet. Take the hair that I've already sprayed black. I'm taking a clean chuck swipe and I'm just pinning that over top of my hair with some fringe pins or pin curling pins, and then I'm going to take the white streak and pin it upwards so that I can easily spray it without dyeing the rest of the hair white. When you're happy with the whiteness of the streak, just unpin it and remove the cloth. Now unfortunately the white in this didn't take in my hair as much as I had hoped, so I had to really go over it and go over it and go over it to get the colour to stay at all. It was a lot wetter than I wanted it to use, and because of this I lost the curl. So what I did is I actually gathered the whole section together and I just pinned it in an S shape. So work it up, pin each bend, and then turn it the other direction and pin it, and then turn the other direction and pin it, and so on until you're happy with it. If you can brush it out so that it's a little bit tidier, do so, but the product does make it very sticky, so it can be a little bit tricky to do without snagging some hairs from elsewhere and pulling down the rest of your hair. Once you've done that, you've finished the look. Just wipe away any of the spray colour that's gotten onto your skin. If you like the look, please rate, comment and subscribe. You can also see how the makeup was done by clicking in the link on the screen now. Happy Halloween!